أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وسلم تسليما كثيرا. In the name of Allah, the cherisher and the sustainer of the universe, peace and blessings of Allah be upon our noble prophet and messenger Muhammad, his household and followers, and all those who follow the path of Allah till the day of Qiyam. There is an interesting verse in the Holy Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْخَمْرِ. They ask you al-khamr wal-maisir. They ask you about alcohol or intoxicants and games of chance. قُلْ فِيهِمَا إِسْمٌ كَبِيرٌ وَمَنَافِعُ لِلنَّاسِ. Tell them, in both intoxicant and game of chance, فِيهِمَا إِسْمٌ كَبِيرٌ. Allah started with ismun kabir. In them there are great harm. وَمَنَافِعٌ لِلنَّاسِ, and little benefit لِلنَّاسِ, for people. Little benefit for people. وَإِسْمُهُمَا أَكْبَرْ مِنْ نَفْئِهِمَا. The harms are so destructive that on a balanced scale they will outweigh the little benefit. The little benefits too has to be scientifically and medically proven. Whatever quantity of drugs or you need has been factored by qualified pharmacists or scientists into drugs that are prescribed for you to use in terms of medication. But people go to a large extent to abuse them. And one of the young people in the Muslim community who has been fighting this drug abuse menace in our society with the support of young people is Aburoff and Kishk. Aburoff and Kishk. So today we have him in the studio. He has a very interesting project which is coming starting this month. He's broken a deal with Islamic Education Unit of the Ghana Education Service to tour all Islamic schools in the Greater Accra region to educate young people. So I want to interrogate him and see how the program will go. But before then, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the studios of Metro TV.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Yeah, before we talk about your deal with Islamic Education Unit, I know you have been touring madrasa or makaranta. I happen to be with you, travel with you to one of the schools, and I participated and I saw the results immediately. So kindly tell us something brief about the tour of the madrasa before we look at the new project.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We started with the madrasa, so we found that that is our foundation in our community. If we want to get our audience, especially young people, you need to start from the madrasa. So last year, we decided that we wanted to tour certain madrasas within Greater Accra. For 3 months, we were able to tour 38 madrasas across Greater Accra. And the response was positive, and especially the ulamas, the malams in the Makaranta were so happy because they said that they have never seen a formalized way of campaign of drug coming to the madrasa. And another plus of it was that we were able to give them a anti-drug campaign educational material, so that even if we could not bounce back to their madrasa, the ulamas can also take the path to do that. And what we also discovered into the madrasa is that you could see that the young people had a misconception about drug. They actually didn't know the truth about drugs. And because they see the community, always young people using the drugs, some of them thought that it was something normal. So we were able to reorient their thinking, empower them, let them understand that, hey, come on, physically, emotionally, if you give your life to drugs, you are going to lose your dream. And as you said, as Muslims, you must be sure that things which are evil, you don't get yourself involved in it. So we are trying to bring out the report by next week. We'll come out with a final report on our tour in the madrasa. But let me bring this thing. Sometimes it's good that when you give example, in the madrasas, we found out that there were a lot of issues too. We were able to help a girl who was sex addicted. We give her to a psychologist, a clinical psychologist. Alhamdulillah, she's out of this thing, sex addiction. There was a boy who also do a follow-up. She did masturbation in this madrasa. And because we opened up and told them, if you have any problem, you can give us a call. The boy too was recommended to a clinical psychologist. And we had a boy who also willingly told us that he smokes and he wanted to get out, and we planned and recommended him to a psychiatrist to help him out.
That's wonderful. But I'm so amazing. You see, why is the campaign centered around madrasa and Zongo community? Why is it so important to talk about drug abuse in the Muslim community, the Zongo community?
Yeah, when I wanted to go into this drug abuse thing, I tried making a lot of research to find out where drug abuse campaign takes place. But I found out that anytime there is a drug abuse campaign, it doesn't sink to our community. So we find it important that if people don't come to do it for us, why not take personal responsibility to do it in our community? And I try speaking to certain institutions which are mandated to do drug abuse campaigns. And they told me that when they come to our community, they don't get the audience. Okay. And because they don't get the audience, some of them even don't want to come. So because of that, we found out that our community is sinking. So we suppose should have saved the younger one. So we decided that why not? If people won't come to us and do it, why not as a ummah, we should take our community into our own hands and make sure that we reorient the thinking of the young people to create a Zongo-free community.
Okay, another interesting thing that I wanted to discuss before we come to my madrasa issue. Now, these sports or bases where the drugs are being sold, the business goes on. If it is in the Zongo community, then certainly those places, the lungus and the ghettos belong to Muslims. Now, how are you engaging landlords and then leadership of the Muslim community, the Zongo community, Sarakai, Maluma, how are we engaging them to make sure that we uproot it? We
eradicate it.
Because if we talk to the people and they can still have access to them, then it means that we have not actually worked on the situation. So
well, that is very important. It's the second phase of our project, the recommendations. In our report, we have those kind of recommendations because hearing from the young people, they tell us that the visibility of the drug is everywhere. They can even pinpoint where the drugs are being sold, and they can even tell you some of the houses that you can get the drugs from. So some of the recommendation in our report is to have some kind of collaboration with the leadership of our community for them to partner with stakeholders like the security service to make sure that those kind of bases are moved from those communities. So in our second phase, coming middle of next month, you see us paying a courtesy call to the leaders of our community and engaging with them and look at how strategically are we going to make sure that these lungus are moved in the community. And it is very, very important that our leadership do that. They must do that. And after we bring the report, we'll do a press release and we'll partner with all of you to look at strategically how we can move these bases from our community, especially those in drugs.
Years ago, as a student, I participated in a workshop, and one of the revelations of the workshop that has stuck into my mind is committing young people to sign, willingly sign an undertaking. It was actually about HIV and AIDS. So the example of Uganda or somewhere, they have a Youth Alive Club. Now, what they were signing an undertaking before the president of the country, that they would stay away from premarital sex and extramarital sex. So voluntary, the students have come out to tell you this. So can we also package something to that effect?
We can package something to that effect. Although we have a pledge card. When we're going around, we gave more than 10,000 pledge cards to madrasas, which you take a pledge that you want to live a drug-free life, create a drug-free society, make sure your family and everybody live a drug-free. And this card, you need to read it every morning before you go to madrasa or you go to school. And this, you know, repetition is the mother of learning. When they start to repeat those words to themselves. And we also gave out a sticker for them to paste on their bags, to paste on their littafi. If you have a letter, you can just paste it. That always reminds you that. So sometimes I go to mosques in Medina, and Kishk will start calling me GDD, GDD, and it started ringing in Medina straight.
What
because
is
GDD, the Ghanaian dreamer. Simple, say no to drugs. And if you are a Ghanaian dreamer to protect Ghana and contribute to Ghana, the best thing you must do is to run away out of drugs. And now it has become a slogan. I walk to Nima, and you see Kishk will start calling me. I walk to Newtown and start calling you. And in advocacy, it is one of the important slogans to be able to get the young people.
We call them war cry.
War cry.
Not war in it, but we call them war cry.
Wow.
Okay, now let's come to this before we zoom to the... Now, I think there is over-concentration on Wow Kasra. Wow,
Kasra.
Yes, I mean,
marijuana, cannabis.
I've also heard stories about cough mixtures. And then the great tramadol.
Tramadol.
And
Madeleine.
There
are a lot
the
of
tramadol is prevalent among young people. But the cough mixtures is with the women. Yes. And then in some areas they have wee biscuits. They have wee mixtures.
A lot of things. In actual fact, when you move around, any bar that you see or any base you see, they have a special created artificial concoction.
And now some in attire.
And that is the most dangerous thing. When young people, when you meet, I tell young people, be very careful that when you go to any base, you take an attire. Because they say
not all bases.
But just be very careful and know the bases. Because
I know the bases
because a guy told me that they take an attire, if they finish, they say, oh, that definitely lafia. Na lafia, he doesn't know. So one day he said, what is the lafia about it? And they told him that, Charlie, this one, it be this one type, that too. And he got to know it. So many a time, people are now putting it into those things. And there are even young people who put the WCs into beans, well-cooked beans, so that when you finish eating, you'll be smiling small.
Okay, now let's go into the Islamic Education Project. So how did you come? I mean, how did it happen?
We were looking at one thing about prevention is that it's all about consistent and persistence. When you stop it, it will cause hell to you. So what we decided is that after we are into the madrasa, let's move into the schools. And I had a report from the Islamic Educational Unit. It's more saddened that some of the kids are using electronic cigar. Electronic cigar is just something like a metal. Some of them have a chargeable, rechargeable. It's like a liquid that they pour in it, and you take it like shisha. And you were shocked that they caught these junior high school students. Some of them are in the possession of that. So it became a kind of problem to a huge problem to Islamic educational unit. And for a long time, I've been trying possible best to partner with them. So this year we decided, hey, wow, why not create a partnership so that we can go into those schools and have a section with the student. And when we went and met them, they were saying, hey, already there's something that they want, because they wanted somebody to do that for them. So we came in and they say, why not? We are approving the project to go through 43 junior high schools across Greater Accra.
So when is the program starting?
The program will be starting Monday, 4th.
Which school is first?
Ayaidin in Shukura.
Shukura.
Yeah, that's our first section school. Yeah.
Okay, so how is the campaign going to take? What form is it going to take?
Is a form of a normal mini mentoring section, which come with, as I say, we have words of affirmation that takes place to just boost the kicks back. And one thing about our anti-drug campaign or prevention is that we first give the child the larger vision of himself, to know the importance of education, why he needs to stick to education before we zoom into drugs, because drugs are the things that can block your dream. So to protect your education, you must say no to dream. So we have this affirmation section. We come and we do an introductory to what we want to do, and we come out with a presentation, with visual presentation. Okay. The kids get to see, the last time you saw that, we let them see the visual side of how drugs get to affect you. So after that, we just give them, the stickers, give them the pledge cards, and we give them a follow-up number and a WhatsApp page that they can follow us to ask questions, because sometimes when you ask any question, they say no, but when I get back home, my WhatsApp will be just choked with the young guy trying to ask you some questions, this and that. And there are even people now who want to take medicine, they need to call me, and I tell them, yeah, Dr. Mani. I will just refer them to people they need to talk to who can give them professional advice in how to handle those things.
So who are your team members?
Team members with this drug abuse, one of my board member, which is our brother Fuad Mohammed with Coco Board, is a board member of our organization, is personally in the team. I have brother Zico Newton, he's in the team. Brother Mohsen in Medina is in the team. We have brother Muhammad Jaman is in the team. These are basically the management team of the project. But we have some volunteers too who are volunteering to support her to execute this project. Okay.
Every program or project has objectives and targets.
Yeah.
So what are your objectives and what do you intend to achieve?
Our objective is basically making sure that we create a drug-free society. That is the larger vision of our project, to make sure that these kids walk out of our section and their life become different, and they also become, change agent in their community to promote the drug-free life.
Once it's a project, it must have an expiry date, or it must have an end.
Yeah.
So when is
by 30th March, we are done with all the schools, because some of the places will have two sections. If the schools are near, we'll have an hour here. We have an hour break, and then we'll move to another school and have a section. Like this in Shukura, it is going to be 2 schools. Yeah.
One other issue I have identified about our communities, especially the Muslim community, is the issue of verbosity or talking too much.
Yeah.
But when it comes to implementation, we are always find suspect.
Yeah.
So, what is your working plan?
Yeah.
To make sure that all these beautiful projects that you talk about actually roll and roll very well?
Yeah, as you said, but Imam Abass, you have been following me. I have a very good, great track record when it comes to.
I follow
I'm getting, and I know audience. Even audience watching me, people got to know that one thing is that it's my passion onto these things.
We need a key indicator.
That's it.
So that tomorrow when we are judging you, know that you said this.
And as I'm telling you that even the madrasa one, we are coming with the report. All the projects I've done, I have a report on that. Whoever goes to our Facebook page, Final Point Foundation, can slightly get all our projects 6 I started with. And I will tell you, I'm one of the Muslim project young person who even have reports, because we meet our colleagues and ask them, you have executed this, where is your report? And they don't have a report to back it. So we have a track record.
Report writing is technical.
Yeah, it's technical, as you say, but
so
it's
not
also
everybody can write reports.
But sometimes you must hire or get people to give you a hand, and that's what I do.
I'm not saying you cannot write.
Yeah, I get you, but the reality also is that we get people to come to make contribution to it. We get people who know better, who understands the technicality, to give you advice in making sure that you execute it.
Time is always not a friend on this program.
Yeah.
We have just a minute to go.
Yeah.
Your last word.
Yeah, my last word is that we just want the community to come on board, stakeholders in our community, individual people to come on board to make sure that they give us a hand to make sure that we change lives in our community. Because one of our greatest challenge is a support system, to get support. Most of my projects, 80%. Yes, support. What do you mean by support? I mean sponsorship, donation to the funding or sponsorship to make sure that the project. Yeah. Okay. So that's one of the things that I'm calling upon our community to come on board and give us a maximum support. Viewers, all too soon we've come to the end of today's edition. If you have enjoyed this program, then join me once again next week, same time, for yet another interesting edition of Islamic Board. My name is Abass Umar Abdul-Karim. I have been speaking to the youth commandant, Aburoff M. Kishk. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum, and please let's go to Juma and then ask Allah's favor for Mother Ghana. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.